All right, welcome back to the Elias Macko Show. Apologies for making so many of you hungry with my talk of smoked meat sandwiches before. I do have a note from a listener because I mentioned, there's a great deal at Nichols, and they explain on the text line, it's at the Nichols at Rockland, only the food court there. Great, $10.25, but you got to go to the food court, okay? So there you go. Don't go to all the Nichols, and now you've got all the information. We are looking at Washington, D.C. right now because we're awaiting for Prime Minister Mark Carney to arrive at the White House. That arrival was expected at 11:30. It is now 11:38, and he has not shown up yet. So we're on a tight schedule. 11:45, there was supposed to be that open to the media availability from the Oval Office, Mark Carney and Donald Trump. We are watching the situation. When Mark Carney shows up, you're going to hear it on CJD. In the meantime, let's bring on Mitch Joel onto the program, he was already scheduled to be on this show on this very subject, and things actually work out at times. Mitch, welcome back to the show.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Elias.
We want to talk to you about this Donald Trump official meme coin. Now, I think some people have already heard that Donald Trump has sort of a cryptocurrency, a meme coin, as it's called. What did you tell our listeners here? When we talk about Donald Trump's meme coin, for someone who doesn't know anything about crypto and that kind of stuff, what are we talking about?
Yeah, so when we think about crypto in general, I would say you need to separate these meme coins from cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which are actually quite durable, real types of currency. A meme coin, to think about it, would be almost like a digital version of a trading card. Okay. It's something that you could purchase for a price. And as we say in all collectibles, it is only as valuable as it is to the next person actually buying it, not necessarily what you paid for it. So think of it like a virtual trading card, a virtual coin, collectible coin that you are hoping and quote unquote investing in, not necessarily to cash out. You can cash out, and people have made crazy money on these meme coins, but they actually don't have any true value. You can make as many of them as you want. If you're the creator, you can play with it. You can do all of these things, but you can build a market around it. So it's a virtual collectible.
Who is making money off of these meme coins? Is Donald Trump making the money off of the Donald Trump meme coin?
I don't know if it's directly, but clearly through family business, they are doing this as a way to hype it up and to build these collectibles for the next person who might buy them. And yeah, what we're hearing is people have made millions and millions of dollars on this. In fact, Elon Musk really broke through this with the Dogecoin, which now we know Doge as the Department of Efficiency and things like that. But it originally started as this very strange joke, almost like an internet meme that people took way too seriously. And even Elon would tweet things at the time, Dogecoin to the moon, and it would go up. And suddenly he was making millions of dollars off of this virtual dog coin that they actually had that had no intentional value. But look, I'm a comic book collector, Elias, and I can tell you that there's some great curators and advocates online, and one of them has a T-shirt that says "expensive paper." That's the joke. You can have a comic that's worth nothing and a comic that's worth millions, depending on who it's valuable to.
Okay, so on these values, right? Because I think we have so many examples of these meme coins coming out. I'm thinking of the Haktua girl releases a meme coin, probably makes a lot of money. We never see or hear from her again. This Trump coin, now it's actually seen a bump in recent days because there's been a promise of a Trump dinner with certain people who have this coin. Tell me about this aspect here, because I think that is unique.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're in a situation where these meme coins that started off as internet jokes and memes have suddenly become political tools. And when you have a president of the United States or people who are working for him offering dinners and meetings in exchange for those who both buy the coin and lead the leaderboard in terms of who has the most, we might perceive this as being weird. I would make the argument that it's somewhat a test of both ethics, influence, and how we define power in this new digital age, that you can create this thing and use it as a tool for access, use it as a tool for attention. Even look, we are talking about a meme coin.
Yeah. Now, do we have any evidence here? Because I've heard all the criticism, right? That this meme coin can be used. Someone will just buy X amount of these meme coins, and it is a way to get money to someone without necessarily knowing how it's getting there. What do you say to that? Do we have any real proof here that this Trump meme coin is really breaking the ethical lines and the legal lines?
Look, critics will argue that this blurs the line between public service and personal gain with potential violations of ethics. We'll see how that plays out. The concerns are legitimate in terms of potentially foreign entities purchasing the coin and hoping to gain some type of influence there. That's actually real. And I think there's just a general sentiment that, look, when you have access to the president and it seems like it's somewhat for sale, especially via cryptocurrency in this, even though it's a meme coin, does it challenge the integrity of our democratic institutions? And I don't think that that's a hard leap to make.
I'm just wondering here. I got a message from a listener here, Mitch. Have a listen to this. Hi there. I'm 18 years old from Montreal. I used to trade meme coins. Meme coins are not good anymore. They are all a scam. The people create the coin. They can sell it any time. They take every single penny. It's called a rug pull. Mitch, I hear more stories like that than that. Oh, look at this meme coin. It came out 2 years ago and look, it still has a value. I never hear that story.
Well, this is why we will honestly talk of it as speculative finance. I am more aligned with the listener who is saying, think of it like you're buying a collectible. You might buy a collectible in the hopes that it goes up, but typically you're buying it just because you like to own it.
Yeah.
And that's why you're doing it. Not because there's a financial win here, but yes, they're absolutely right. That's exactly why people are doing it. How much money can I make?
Is it like those, remember NFTs? I mean, I say remember. That was a fad for a second, and the Bored Ape and that kind of stuff. Is it like that?
I don't think it's like that because even NFTs have more integrity and durability underneath them than the meme coins. They're not. NFTs are prescribing actual authorship to something and an ability to divide that up and have that amongst many people. This is not that.
I still don't get it, Mitch. I'll be very honest. As someone,
another session next week.
By the way, it's not that I don't. I understand the technology and I understand what it. But I'm saying is I don't understand why anyone would buy it. Because, a baseball card, at least I can hold it. 20 years later, look at this. I have it, right?
I had this debate about NFTs where I said, look, the people are buying virtual goods. They're buying clothes forever. They're buying things online. We're seeing this transition. I don't want to, I would be behest to say, like, look, if I have a picture of the Mona Lisa on my phone and you have one on your mouse pad, it doesn't make yours because it's on a mouse pad and physical worth more. So we got to get beyond the physical.
Okay, but here's and I'll have to wrap it on this, and this is where I think we had a debate on this a while back. Like if I go to someone's home and they show me a painting that they've bought and it's beautiful, I'm like, wow, and I'm struck by it and I'm impressed.
Someone were printing of that painting though, Elias. That's the point.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. But for some of these NFTs, it's like, oh, this is a one of a kind NFT. It's the only one that exists, right? So I think the painting, the original, is the analogy here. I'm impressed by that original painting. If someone were to show me, hey, look at this picture, and I'm the only one who owns this NFT, I'd think big deal, right?
That's the next person who loves it might love that.
All right, Mitch. Well, listen, have you bought any Trump coins?
No Trump coins. Okay. No coins in my portfolio right now, Elias.
And that's the investment advice. Don't take any of our investment advice except to say don't buy the Trump coin. Merci, Mitch. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Elias. Have a great day.
Mitch Joel, of course, is the founder of ThinkersOne.